Hi folks, hope we're all keeping well. Today's revision video is going to focus on the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil. Okay, so we did a question there a couple of weeks ago to talk about the growth and development of Sao Paulo, and we're just going to do a quick recap over that. Alright, so Sao Paulo is defined as a mega city, okay? Basically, it's an absolutely huge city. Alright, so if we go up here to the top left of our board, we can see Sao Paulo has a population of 27 million people. Okay, like that's in one city. Like, bear in mind the entire population of Ireland is only 4.9 million. It's absolutely massive, okay? And the city covers an area of 23,000 square kilometres. Again, an area about the size of Ireland, okay? Absolutely huge, alright? And the main reason why Sao Paulo has grown so much, okay, is this fella here, okay? Rural to urban migration. Okay, so someone moving from the countryside to the city. Okay, so you know, living in the countryside in a place like Ireland is great. Living in the countryside in a place like Brazil, not so much. So, millions move from the countryside in Brazil to Sao Paulo. Okay, the main reason is poverty. Countryside in Sao Paulo, or sorry, the countryside in Brazil is lots of poverty. There are literally no job opportunities. Very serious lack of services, lack of education. Okay, and all these opportunities are in the city of Sao Paulo. So if you want to get educated, if you want to work, if you want to have a better social life, more opportunities, you go to the city of Sao Paulo. Okay. Another big reason for its growth was during the 19th and 20th century when slavery was abolished. Okay, so in Brazil, there's a lot of slaves who used to work in places like coffee plantations. Okay, the 19th century slavery was got rid of, so they needed an in-migration of lots of new workers to do the jobs the slaves used to do. Okay, so there was an in-migration of European and Asian settlers. Okay, so if you look at Brazil to this day, it's a very multicultural kind of mixed population, and a lot of that's because of the in-migration of European and Asian settlers in the 19th and 20th century. Okay, 65% of urban growth in Sao Paulo is due to in-migration. So more than half of the urban growth in Sao Paulo is due to the in-migration, people from the countryside and people from Asia and Europe. Okay, now, so we've already spoke about in-migration. There's lots of opportunities and jobs in Sao Paulo compared to the countryside. Why else has Sao Paulo grown? Okay, now we know that Sao Paulo's got a population of 27 million people. Now, among those 27 million people, there must be a lot of very intelligent people who would be who could be good workers for certain companies. Okay, so same thing that happens in Dublin. Okay, same thing happens here. Large companies set up here due to the large market. Okay, so 27 million people, huge market to sell your produce to, and large workforce in the city. Okay, and our example here is Intel. All right, so Intel have set up here again because they got 27 million people to employ from and 27 million people to sell their computers to. Okay, now, because the city is so big, it's got 27 million people, there is a lot of problems. Okay, first problem and a major issue is a shortage of housing. Okay, and basically there's not enough houses to house 27 million people. So where do they live? They live in these slums called favelas. Okay, that word in the bold there, favelas. There are 1,600 favelas in the city of Sao Paulo. These favelas have lots of problems. They don't really have any proper sewage, running water, or electricity. So if you walk down the street in a favela and you step in a puddle, chances are that's just someone's piss. Okay, so favela is not a nice place to live. Just a very interesting photo here, guys. Look at this photo here. So this is a very well-known picture of Sao Paulo. So Sao Paulo has got a lot of wealthy people, but it's also got a lot of poor people living in favelas. So look on the right-hand side of the picture. You've got a really fancy apartment. You've got a tennis court in the background. You've got a swimming pool in the background, and right beside that fancy apartment to the left is a favela. Okay, is one of these slums. All right, so that's the kind of rich-poor divide that exists in Sao Paulo. You've got people living in luxurious apartments. The guy who owns it probably, people who live in that apartment probably work for Intel. The people on the left probably maybe work in a factory or work at a port or something. Okay, they've a low-paid, unskilled job. Okay. Another issue as a result of Sao Paulo's growth is traffic congestion and air pollution. Okay, of course, this is obviously an issue. There's 27 million people. These people need something to get around. They're going to use cars. Okay, so there are 5 million cars in the city. So there are more cars in Sao Paulo than there are people in Ireland. So you can only imagine what it's like to try and drive through Sao Paulo. Okay, I think the average speed is like 3 kilometers an hour because you spend most of your time stuck in traffic. There are 1,000 cars added to the roads each day in Sao Paulo. Okay, so there are 5 million cars in total, but every day there's 1,000 new cars being added to the road, and all these cars obviously produce CO2, creating air pollution. Okay, other issues include crime and hospital shortages. Okay, so I mean, imagine the coronavirus over in Sao Paulo now. 27 million people. I'd say their hospitals are completely overburdened at the moment. Okay, crime is another big one, guys, and crime is particularly common in the favelas. Okay, the favelas are often run by gangs and stuff like that. Okay, so crime is a big thing there. Okay.